Hello, hello. It's Ondi Timoner, and I have one of my favorite guests, one of the regulars on BYOD for many years now, Lucy Walker in the house.
Woohoo.
Hello.
Thank you.
Here we are. I don't even know if we met at Sundance originally, but we certainly have stomped these grounds together over many years. Many years.
Yeah.
And you're here with a VR movie.
Yeah.
That is virtual reality, folks, and it is really happening. It is happening, and this is going to be the first time we talk about it on BYOD. And who better to talk about it with than Lucy Walker, who has been stationed in Cuba. You might have heard, maybe not. Shooting Buena Vista Social Club 2, Dream Job, hello. You should have called me, although you took the job. They didn't call me, they called her. They get us confused a lot though. I think they meant to call me and they called you.
They do. Brett Morgan confuses you. Brett,
That's
man.
terrible. What? Oh, at his party.
His party, yeah. I mean, maybe he was quite
History
late
of
night.
Cuba though, 6-minute film? 7-minute
History
film?
of Cuban Dance, a 6-minute film.
History of Cuban Dance.
Yeah.
And just a full immersion experience. So
Yeah.
you come, you've been walking around the festival with this
Yes.
lovely little briefcase.
Well, this is my, when people say, I want to see your film, I say,
Here.
do you really? Because you can. And that sort of calls their bluff. But it's also actually playing in New Frontiers, which is the very cool virtual section. We have to get the phone, which sticks on the front, and that's just the thing. But the phone, I could actually play it for you right now if you're
So
interested.
do you think that this is how we're all going to just walk around in the future, Lucy?
There was a walking VR experience at New Frontiers, and yesterday we were there doing the press launch of New Frontiers, and there was suddenly this horrific crash, and somebody had been trying out the walking VR experience, and apparently it was like buggy and there was a time delay, and somebody had like run into a wall and smashed their teeth.
No,
so it was like virtual reality, real consequences. So
Yeah, I think the consumption
it's early
part
days.
of it is early days.
It's early
It is like
days.
walking on the moon. Do you want me to put this back on for your photo?
We should get the phone. There's a Samsung phone over there, not the iPhone, the Samsung phone, which slides in the front, which is what the movie plays on. It's happening, and then you put the headphones on.
Looking at the lights through this is incredible. I can see my hands. But then anyway, this becomes a world where wherever the action is, and you're filming 360, right? So you have cameras going all around.
Array,
and then I can look at women dancing, or what am I looking at when I'm looking at your film?
You're looking at sexy Cuban dancing, but with an optional voice track that gives you insights into how you can actually see big stories of Cuban dancing through the evolution of the dance styles. It's very interesting. When I was in Cuba getting Buena Vista Social Club 2, working title, off the ground and just sort of researching stuff. I was trying to learn as much about virtual reality, and I had a rig with me because that's my new obsession. And I was also trying to learn as much about Cuban music and dance, and was also just electrified and just feasting on this incredible place. And I'm really into dance, and I was trying to learn and understand all the different dance styles. And I was reading an amazing book called Cuba and Its Music by Ned Sublette. And I had some friends who were dancers and would explain to me about the dances in ways that made me see, for example, when you look at reggaeton, which is, like splendid style, which I like dancing to. And in my dance class in Los Angeles, Venice, we dance and it's fun.
Reggaeton, yeah.
Or in Miami, I'd just been in Miami, we dance reggaeton. But if you're in Cuba and you're at a pool party and the kids are dancing reggaeton, you can see that they are getting that from satellites from Puerto Rico and Miami, and this kind of globalization in the bodies of people. You can see that globalization and the melting of the sort of embargo culturally has gone because people have satellite dishes and everyone's dancing the same stuff. Miami, Los Angeles.
That's fascinating because I was in Cuba in 2002 for a wedding.
Yeah.
And in the very north, I was driving around.
Yeah.
I could hear like a Soloflex commercial in Key West, like on the radio.
Wow.
And it was so they didn't have satellite dishes and everybody was cut off still, but we knew it was coming. But it was so sad in a way because I was in this place where they could hear that there was other culture, but they couldn't experience it. But now what you're witnessing is actually the melding of all of it. now.
Recently,
it's melting
and right now,
together.
you know, with the Buena Vista Social Club film, which is, I think people think, because I've been ecstatically posting on Instagram from Cuba, that I've nearly finished the film, but actually our main shoot is not till April, May, so we won't finish that film for a while. Maybe it could even premiere here next year. That would be a dream. So I've been working on that, but it's kind of lots of work to do. But meantime, I was shooting this stuff and became obsessed with dance, and had just been judging a virtual reality film festival contest actually, and noticing, I was like, gosh, we can do more interesting stuff like that with more like documentary stuff and this dance and being in Cuba, the locations. Some of virtual reality is almost like location porn, because it just takes you these places that, I just saw a piece, for example, about Gaza, a place I've heard about all my life, and it transports you there. And if you watch this experience, you'll see these incredible locations in Cuba, and you'll think you're there because it so fools the brain. When your eyes and your ears are inside, and you look around and up and down, and you're inside this place, your brain thinks you're there, and you leave your body behind. It's very funny, you feel very vulnerable because your body's in a room with people, and you're kind of not attending to it. You're not watching out for it. It's like you leave your handbag, but actually you leave your body behind, and you go into this other world, and you visit it.
It allows empathy in a way.
It
enables an empathic response. That's
exactly.
Really interesting.
You feel like you're in the room, and you care about people as if you're in the room.
And you can make choices.
Yes, you're interacting in a way, and there's all kinds of augmented reality and crazy versions. It's still very early days, but for us documentary filmmakers, it's so compelling because so much of what we do is taking people into worlds that they're not actually in and introducing them to people that they're not actually with. And if we're doing a good job, they get a really distilled, fascinating, compelling, accurate, honest, moving, you know, enlightening, you know, introduction to somebody, someplace.
So it's also like, I think possibly a component that will, it can be used in a way to market films, or to also like be companion pieces to films.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's such early days.
It's
nobody
not going to
knows.
replace. I don't think it's ever going to like. I don't think anybody can stand there with those things on for. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how eventually we consume it. But we have to wrap up. I just want to thank you for coming by.
No, I'm so
I want
excited
to show
be
a
here.
clip. It's going to be flattened.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
We're going to show you a clip now, but it's going to be kind of not. You got to come and find Lucy and get her goggles. I don't know what to tell you. How can they find this thing?
Well, hopefully, the Verse app.
Are you working with
the Verse and the Milk app? Yeah,
right.
who are amazing, and Chris, Milk, who's my sort of mentor and collaborator, amazing, the OG.
I saw him last night, Chris.
He's in town with amazing stuff and New Frontiers. He's kind of the OG of New Frontiers, and he calls it the Empathy Machine, and I am on his Verse VRSE app, which is the most beautiful content on there, and you can actually download it there and watch it actually just on your iPhone or any phone, or with your Google Cardboard, or any way you have. But even if you just have a phone, you can download it
and then just try to put something on to blind yourself. You
can actually just use it straight up. It's definitely the worst possible quality, but you get the feeling when you move your phone around that you can see up, down, behind you, and you get the idea. And I think that just by itself is really interesting and new.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.
Yay, Lucy.
Thank you so much.
This has been another BYOD.
Woohoo.
We'll be back in a second.